is a quick review on the Power Acoustik Gothic series. I'm sure, well, actually I'm not sure. This has been one of their super mainstream products from Epsilon. Epsilon is the parent company to the brand Power Acoustik, which has been around for decades. And I like a lot of their stuff. I like that it's good priced. Typically, like a lot of these, I don't want to call them, I'll say off-brand just because they're not the premium. It's not a premium brand, even though it's premium product. It's not a premium brand like Rockford Fosgate or Kicker or something like that. You can find these in Walmart. They have very wide distribution. Typically, brands like that tend to overrate, make the ratings really high, so that people that don't know any better buy their product. I don't agree with that kind of marketing, but I understand it, just because if your product doesn't sell, then you know what I mean? Nobody ever has it, so then it's never successful. So it's sort of like a girl that wears makeup and puts in, you know, like a push-up bra. So, you know, you wake up in the morning and she doesn't look like the way she did last night, and she got her titties hanging her armpits, you know, so whatever. They're big enough to fill the bra, so. But, sorry, I just try to relate things to a way that you can understand. So this is the one that I've rebadged. All we did was cover the cap with a new glass fiber cap. It kind of looks good with this blue stitch. Again, this is a T.C.O.Z. Who is it? Stereo Integrity, or not Stereo Integrity, Obsidian, technically. Obsidian audio, which I don't think exists anymore, even though I remember Nick telling me that he sold it, but whatever. And I used to, I used to buy from Nick Obsidian parts, Obsidian audio parts, and then when he sold the brand or discontinued or whatever, there's a big closeout, and Nick said that he sold the rest of them to Lord of Bass, which Lord of Bass had them for a while, but then when I talked to George Campos over at Lord of Bass, he says, I didn't buy them. I was like, okay, I don't know, whatever the fuck. But again, they're made by a company called T.C.O.Z. There's two major soft parts makers in China. One is T.C.O.Z, which is the second largest. The largest is XY. XY makes just about everything, but right now they only like really big customers, so that's where T.C.O.Z is good to show up and make these. You cannot deal with T.C.O.Z directly. They've discontinued that program, and so you got to go through a vendor. And there are several vendors that you can use online. If you want some recommendations, I can make you some recommendations. I can also tell you which guys are very pushy and just want money, 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 money. It's hard to find somebody that's good and knows what the fuck they're talking about. That's my experience in the years that I've been doing this. So, but anyway, on to the review. Here's the specs, the actual TSPs, voice coils wired in series, of course. Everything looks pretty, you know, normal. You know, plays to 34 hertz. VAS is still reasonable at 1.5 cubic feet, and then QTS is in the middle-ish. You could also get away with using these in sealed boxes. Again, this is a poor man's version of the Rockford P3, or a really poor man's version of the JL Audio W3 version 3. So uses a 2.5-inch voice coil. Yeah, I think it's right on at 2.5. They don't use it. It's not the 2 3/8 or the 2 5/8. So it's right at 2.5. It's copper. That's why you can get that low FS. They use a stamped frame that's been powder coated. The magnet is actually pretty big. I like it. Again, this is good for probably about, I would conservatively rate it at 500 watts, which is something that like JL would do. And then actual power handling before it burns up would be like 650, maybe 675 before you burn something up. So I think the tinsels are in between the spiders, which is nice. Gives it sort of an invisible look. And there's a little bit of tooling on this spider landing, which is then bolted to the frame, which is nice. Overall, really good value. They used to be able to find them in Walmart for about $80. And let's see. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's a really good woofer. It's good for every day. It's good for your mom. It's good for your sister. It's good for your baby brother. It's good for home theater, too. So you don't have to get down to 20 hertz for home theater, but I'll wrap this up. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.